Here we go, baby.
Turn it around, upside down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Jerry Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
It's really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Jerry Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jerry Petito Show on HamiltonRadio.net. Before I introduce my guest, I have to give a shout out because this show is going to go viral. Janine Sweet Pea, you're going to be famous, famous, famous tonight. We have in the house. Are you ready for this? We have Larry Chance from the Earls. Remember the song Remember Then? Well, Larry Chance is watching you, okay?
That
We
is
have
awesome. Hi, Larry.
Frankie Bizarro, the singing fireman. He is watching you. We have a lot of my friends. Hello, Cheryl, Donna Hayward. Hello, Barb. Hello, everybody. Dominic Azara from Papa's Tomato Pies, okay?
I remember
Everybody,
Dominic. Yeah.
do me a favor. All you famous cats out there, I love you. Share this video for us because when you hear why we're doing this woman here is a beautiful, beautiful person and an unbelievable story here.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jerry. Like and share.
Like and share, baby. Like and share. Tell everyone who you are, sweetheart.
So my name's Janine Verducci, and I'm an author, poet, writer, actress, producer, and director.
The reason why I love this woman is I've known her since she was young. I know her family. She's like family to me. But she started out writing books for children for bullying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is how good her heart is. Show them those books and tell them a little bit about those.
Thank you, Jerry. And yes, I've known you forever and always sweet. Well, I have one book, Jillian Foster's Forgiven, and I wrote that for both girls and boys. I had a bullying experience, and I wanted to share that experience with others so that they could have a better experience or a better outcome than I had. So I've written a book that is a youth Christian book. I like faith-based books, and this has lines in it that you can actually write in, so it becomes like a journal for the reader, so that you can take it into a school. Counselors, if they want to use it, children can write their thoughts, reflect, and then in the back, there's actually like a summary of reflection questions. So Jillian Foster's Forgiven. And then of course, I have sons, so they wanted me to write a book from a boy's perspective. So I wrote Michael Conway's Acceptance. Again, a youth Christian book, very wholesome, nothing distasteful in there. And it's really about a boy from Haiti who faces prejudice. So this is to let people know that, no, it's not okay to be mean to somebody because of their color or because of the way that they look or, nationality, anything. It's just not right to do. So I have gone into schools and taught, and I've gone into grade schools and actually had assemblies with the students, letting them know that they can be a better person by accepting people for who they are and treating them wisely and nicely.
So they're asking about sound. I'm just making sure. How's the sound, guys? Let us know, please. Larry Chance is having a problem hearing us. Guys, how's the sound out there? Message me, okay? Let me know.
I could lift up my sound. Okay, there's.
So, Ruben, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, Larry Chance can't. I'm wondering why. Okay, I think it might be Larry. Okay, so now
Okay.
tell. So do you have the other? Did you tell us about both books?
Yes, so I told you about both books, and they are on Amazon, barnesandnobles.com, and this one is on Lighthouse Christian Publishers as well, because they were my first publishing company. That, took my book. So they published my book, and then I independently published the rest.
Okay.
And then my third book is called The Vintage Time Capsule, and that is a collection of all my poetry throughout the years. And so that is a culmination of poems. I believe in I love poetry. It's just an expression of how you're feeling. And honestly, I write poems for everything. When family members pass or they're celebrating an anniversary or something, I love to gift them with a poem. So, so that was the third book, and that also is on Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com. Beautiful.
So now we're going to talk about your very first play, and we're also going to talk about your next play, the one that you're doing now. But before we do that, since we have all these famous people out there listening, entertain us, girlfriend. Give us a voice. Come on.
You want me to do Marissa? You want me to do Marissa?
Marissa Tomei. She's incredible, guys.
I knew you were going to have me do this one.
All
so
right.
look, pretend like you're a little deer, and you walk on over, and you spot a clear, cool brook. See, it's fresh, your little bitty deer lips next to the clear, cool brook to take a sip. Kapow, deer brains all over. Now I ask you, would you give a frig what kind of pants the guy who shot you was wearing?
Listen, you're adorable. If I knew that you could do this stuff, you would have been doing this all along, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So, who else do you do? Give us one more.
You're going to make me do Rosie Perez, aren't you?
Come on.
Okay, so Rosie Perez. Oh, no, honey. Why don't you just give them all the money?
Please stop. All right, listen. Okay, so that was great.
You have to add comedy. It's the spice of life, right?
Oh my gosh, very good. I needed that. I just needed that. Okay. So now what I want to do is start with your poem, because it's a beautiful, incredible, inspiring poem. Tell everyone what the title is.
So the poem that I selected is a poem for the people on the front lines. And
That's right.
And it's called I Thank God for You.
Frankie Bizzarro, this is for you and everyone else out there who served.
And I just got published. I say that with humility because it was very nice. This person published me in the GAC newsletter, so I'm really appreciative of that. I thank God for you. It's a different kind of enemy, a different kind of war. Those who are on the front lines we've never seen before. It's a different kind of armor, a different kind of fight. And I just pray God gives you the strength, the vigor, and the might. No protection in the world could protect you like his arms and give you guided wisdom to shelter you from harm. So as you serve those around you and take them by the hand, know that the battle you're fighting is on rugged foreign land. Humanity needs your courage, your help, and your desire to be the voice of sympathy to quench this global fire. For we're all in this together, the red, white, and the blue, a patriotic family that lets our love shine through. Every battle takes some heroes who are willing to lead the fight, knowing in the darkness they long to find the light. For in a world with such uncertainty, know this much is true. Because you've given of yourself, I thank God for you.
It's beautiful. Thank you for that. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So appropriate, especially with Memorial Day and all that. Beautiful. Thank you, Janine.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sweetheart, you've got Glenn Lewis in the house. You've got so many. Hey, guys.
Hi, guys and girls.
Incredible, incredible. Hey, Vinny. I mean, this is really cool. Fiorella. So, all right, let's talk about the first play because I loved it.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you got to come join us for the play. So my first play, I got this idea that I really wanted to start writing plays because I love acting. And I went to Lee Strasberg and I thought, you know what? I am going to do this. You travel along the road of life, and then you get somewhere around midpoint, and you're like, I'm going to throw my hat into the ring. So I started writing this play, but I researched it before I wrote anything, and they said that the main thing is that you have a connection with what you're writing about. So I started to write The Fine Tapestry of Motherhood, which is a play about a young mom who always wanted to, she always wanted to write. She always wanted to be a poet. And her husband kind of was the breadwinner, and he cheated on her. And she ends up being in a very rough situation with 2 boys. And she decides that she wants to move on with her career, pull herself up by the bootstraps and just move on. And she happens to be helped by the most unlikely person she thought possible, her mother, which was played by so appropriately of my sister. We had some amateur actors, and we had actors that, had been more experienced. And I will tell you, in the end, they were all incredible. There was a cast and crew of 22 people. Ruben, this is a shout out to you because he's with Hamilton Radio. An awesome job with the sound. And there were so many people that played key roles. I could not have done it by myself. And I felt inspired to write it. So as I was writing, it started to flow. And then I'll be honest, Jer, I went to school. I graduated from college, got my master's. That was not as scary as writing a play and then having to audition people, produce it, and direct it. I did have an assistant director.
Okay.
It was tough. So, but you know what? Not for a moment did I not feel the love from the cast and crew. And I really felt like God was watching over me and protecting me at each step of the way.
Okay. Absolutely. But I love the play. There was a lot of
Thank
humor.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
There was some sadness. It was bittersweet, but it was awesome.
Thank you.
So now tell everyone about the second play.
Okay. So the second play is entitled The Ciccolini Sisters. I really can't wait for people to see it because I think it gives a strong depiction of what 3 sisters have as a uniting force, and that is their bloodlines. So there are 3 sisters that want to take their dream to New York. They're from Italy, from Civita Castellana, which is where my family is from in Italy. And so which is right near Rome, and they want to take their dreams to New York. And the mother is the driving force behind them. And she takes them to New York. She tries to meet this famous producer. It does not work out. In the end, they realize, because I don't want to give everything away before you see it, there's twists, there's turns, there's humor, there's the Christmas dinner, there's it's the meal of the 7 fishes to us. And there's all different kinds of scenes in there. They're amusing comedy, satire, it's just, it's right, wholesome, family oriented, but a lot of fun. In the end, there is a twist, because you know me with the twists. I like to always have that you think the audience is they're going one way, and then they kind of realize that there is a twist at the end. But the twist is something that reveals itself. And I can only say that my sister read the play, and as she was reading it, I said, Terry, why are you crying? And she said, I don't know. She goes, I have so many emotions right now at the end of the play. And I said, well, what do you feel? And she goes, well, what do you want the audience to feel? She goes, because right now I feel like have tears of joy, that I'm so happy that this journey occurred for the sisters and this and that. And I said, that's exactly what I want the audience to experience.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So all right. So this is what I want you to talk about this a little bit. All right. So growing up Italian. Okay. I grew up Italian. All right. There were certain expectations put on us. Always.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Always. I went against the system. You
You're a rebel.
you kind of went against the system. How does your family feel about all this incredible stuff you're doing?
Well, I always say my parents and my husband and my kids are my biggest supporters and fans, and I couldn't do this without their support and their backing and their encouragement. And my sisters and brothers, of course. So, yes, they definitely show all the time that they love and support me. Growing up in an Italian family, like you said, we have all cultures have cultural richness, but I relate
Yes.
to mine and you relate to yours as our Italian culture. Yeah, you couldn't be late for a meal. Like 6 o'clock was dinner time. You better be
6
there.
o'clock, baby, was dinner time.
Right. Like, my grandmother was not dealing with that. You had to be sitting down eating and a good wholesome meal and stuff like that. And traditions, we kept the traditions alive. My dad and his two brothers always speaking the Italian language at the table. I remember that growing up. And I wouldn't want any other way. Making homemade pasta with aunts. And our door, GERI,
I know.
it was never closed. I mean, there were always family members coming in. There was people that
That's
were
right.
friends. And that's what keeps, I think, life so celebratory and so much fun is our interconnections, which is why it's hard right now because I know we're all online, but that's okay. That's okay. We're still connecting.
I want to tell you guys a cute little funny story about my dad. He's gone now. He passed away a little over 2 years ago from Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I
My
remember
dad
that.
owned, you remember my dad though. My dad
Yes.
owned a painting company, and my brother ended up being his partner when he got a little older, called GERI Painting. And it was really based out of New York, and he did really well with it. He's a hard worker from Italy. You know the story. Okay. But he also had a garden, and my father would go around to the neighborhood in Robbinsville and just put baskets and bags of fruit and food on there, from the garden on people's, and I would get calls. It had to be your dad. It had to be your dad. I have a bucket of plums from his plum tree. I was like, yes, it was. Well, I drove my father crazy my whole life because I had beauty salons and different little homes and condos. And every time I did, he had to bring his painting crew from New York to paint all different colors for me. I'm an artist. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I am
right.
not the normal Petito on Bresnahan Road. I'm not. One of my homes, I had my dad's crew, the outside of my home, paint purple, hot pink, and turquoise on the outside of my home. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding you. So then I made him come and do 3 different bright yellows and white. Okay, craziness, right? Inside my home's colors, constantly.
Right.
Well, my dad used to go crazy, and he would say this to me: "What the heck is wrong with you? Or what are you doing?" And just to paint everything off white, because it cost him 10 times the amount of money. He had to bring the crews in. They would have to come
Right.
back 5 days, all the different coats, all the colors. Well,
Right.
but here's the beautiful part of this story. He always led me to believe he didn't like my colors. Well, when I moved into my 55 and over, guys, I said, I need some sunshine. And I had my brother bring his crew and paint 6 different yellows in here. Okay. My dad was still alive, but with Alzheimer's. So we put him in my bedroom closet so he could feel like he was doing something. Well, when my house got done, Janine, and I bring my dad over here for lunch, and he has Alzheimer's. He knows he loves me. He's supposed to know me, but he didn't know who I was. So he knew he was safe with me.
Right.
He walks into my home. Do you know what the first thing he said was?
You
He
like
said
the color
to
pink.
me, "This is beautiful. Are you an interior decorator? I love your colors."
See that?
God gave me $1 million with that. That was like
Yeah.
winning the lottery when my dad said that to me.
Priceless.
So deep
Yes.
down, he always loved my colors. And I'm saying that to say this:
That's such a
even though
beautiful.
even though our Italian background has certain restrictions on it, it's because they love us. But deep down, when we do rebel, they love that we do.
Well,
They
let me
love-
tell you this: there is a grudge in this play. So there's always a grudge. So I can't even tell you how many family members held a grudge, but they worked through it. They worked, but it's but the grudge becomes the knot or the poison, if you will. So we have to work through that so that we can
Yes.
get back to. But that's a beautiful story.
But tell us about The Grudge. Come on.
Well, no, I really just wanted it to be a lead in to say this. All that you're talking about, it relates to what we're going through now because, it's horrible. We're going through the pandemic and everything like that. But what silver lining can we gain out of being home quarantined? And I said, for me, it's the writing and being with my family. The other thing that comes out of that is that don't you feel slightly like we're going back to the traditional ways of doing things? Look, we're cutting our own hair, we're doing our own nails, we're cooking. My husband's baking bread. I mean, so it's things that we, haven't done before, but now we're forced to look inside ourselves and say, what's really important? And, it's family. That's the heart of it. And
the funny thing is, wait, I want to comment on something you said about doing your own hair and cooking, all that. The funny part about that is I drove my family crazy. I got certifications and everything. Had to learn everything, do everything. I'm a hairdresser by trade, right? I'm a makeup artist, a manicurist, pedicurist. I'm a vegan chef.
I'm in need.
So, no, but I'm laughing because all these people, and I'm like, see, you guys should have did what I did. Went to school for everything.
Yes. Hey, I used to talk to this professor who used to say, Janine, you can never have enough certifications. I'm getting there at 5, but.
We have so many people. Let's give shout outs to some of these incredible people here. Your mom's in the room, okay? You've got family members here. I mean, come on, Carol. Hi, sweetheart. Mom's in the room. Hey, everybody. Terry's in the room. Michelle. Hi, Andrea, Justin, everybody. I want to say hello to everyone. I'm not trying to miss anyone. Esther's in the room. Her husband does, Jerry Lewis. You've got all these famous people watching you. Share this video for my girlfriend, please.
Like and share.
Like and share, guys. So, yeah, it's beautiful. So, tell everyone, all right, my shows, they always have to have some sort of profound meaning and something to share and something, and something to encourage. The poem you read with the front line was absolutely beautiful. Okay. Your books that you wrote on bullying, absolutely incredible. Okay. Even your plays, even though there's humor and all that, there's a lot of meaning to it. And
thank you, Jess.
What do you want our listeners to take away from not just what you're doing, Janine, but your, all right, you as a person, okay? What is it that you want the listening audience to take away from today's interview?
Well, I want them to take away that they can do anything that they put their mind to. I mean, there are so many people that have hidden talents. They're like treasures that we dig underneath the dirt and hide them. And really, you can't do that. God makes you out to have so many different talents. And if you could just share those talents with others, I mean, even for my play, there were a lot of people that were in the process of auditioning. I hope it's okay to say this, but
everything, say it all.
But the thing is that we have such great talent that I hear these singers and I'm crying. I'm crying, listening to it. It's incredible. And we're trying to judge these people that are doing such an awesome job. And we want every one of them. But of course, there's only certain roles fit for certain people. But here's a couple of things I want the takeaway to be. Number one, I would like you to know that you have so much talent, everybody. And if you're feeling down and upset because of being, quarantined and stuff like that, get up, start drawing, put on a nice piece of music, inspire the world. The world needs more inspirational people. And once you do that for someone else, I just heard a story the other day. My friend was telling me her friend was trying to help others during the pandemic, saying, oh, listen, I'll listen to you if you have trouble, or I'll give you food. Right. Her son passed away from suicide. So but she is putting that aside and helping other people. So I think the message is one of just let your color shine, do your thing, show your talent. That's the first takeaway. And the second takeaway is if you feel that you have talent, we are still looking for some really strong, we need a couple of male character roles that have to be filled. And we have an old, senior citizen role that has to be filled. So I know I have faith that God will bring them to me, but I'm just saying that whoever thinks that they have talent, now's the chance. If you want to do something with helping out with stage crew or something like that, that's just from a personal note, but you can do that with everything. You can do that with helping out locally. You can do that with, helping out people that really need to be listened to.
So we have a beautiful woman in the chat room, Janine. She says hello. Her name is
Hi.
Michelle Chapman Ferguson. We've interviewed together. She says, please pray for those of us, meaning her, because she is a disabled woman who battle the disease
Absolutely.
and loneliness because she's had severe brain injuries and she has a lot of, I love you, Michelle. And she's a beautiful woman who does try to encourage others through all this herself.
That is awesome, Michelle, and I will pray for you. Can I read her a poem?
Read her a poem. This is for you, Michelle.
This one's
Yes.
for you. It's called Inspire.
Oh.
Inspire, inspire. Set the world on fire. Find ways to help, to love, to give, and really live. Inspire, inspire, and never, never tire. Live life with intention and strive for invention. Let not your days go wasted instead. Be the chance for hope behind all that you've said. Fight for what you believe and hold on tight. And pray to God daily for things, be the answer that's decent, courageous, and right. And pray to God daily for things you admire. In one voice, in one hope, let us aim to inspire. So pay it forward, guys. That's what life's all about.
Us out there? Okay. What life's all about. We have someone else in the chat room that I want to give a shout out to. Okay, she goes Wonder Dre. She's also a radio show host on Beverly Nation, and she's a nurse, and she's on the front lines through all
Thank
this,
you.
girlfriend.
Thank you for
So
all
I
your
just want to give a
service on
shout
the
out to
front
her
lines.
as well. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. You have so many people. Oh my gosh, you have Rocky and his wife. They're in the house. Okay.
You guys are the best.
Monfortos, love you guys. So
Thank
many
you.
beautiful people. So, all right, what else do you want to talk about? What else is going on? What are you planning on doing? What's happening? How can people get in touch with you? All that beautiful stuff.
Okay, so my goal is to take this play to a higher level than the other play, and I love doing the other play. I always say it was like going up a hill blindfolded. I know people can relate to this, and there was bears coming out at me at every because I did not know what I was doing. But fake it till you make it, and I just kept researching it and trying to find out what's the best way to do this play. Because not because I don't want to let everybody else down. I don't want to let myself down either. I put a lot into it. So this next play, I want to take to a higher level. I want to have a lot of energy. If you're energetic and you feel like you can make a good portion of this play work for you, come, audition. And we're doing virtual auditions. And so I just want to say that this next play, I want the humor to shine through, and I want a lot of takeaways. I just want people to be there and be like, wow. If I can end the play with a wow, I've done what I'm supposed to do.
That's great. So how different was it from writing your books? Because I'm an author, right? So I've written a book.
Yes.
But how different was it for you from writing your books to writing this?
Okay, that's a really good question. The books, when I was done, I just waited to get the answer. Is it going to get published? Is it going to get published? And every time I got an answer, I was like, oh, darn, it didn't work. But then I got a message or a letter saying that Lighthouse Christian Publishers would publish for me. And I literally, Jerry, I know you can relate to this. I put it aside because I'm like, it's probably the same old. And instead, I got published. So being published and writing a book, that all has beauty because you can take, first of all, you can leave this, you want people to have something that they can read and enjoy for years to come. My kids can read it and enjoy it, their kids. So that's a legacy. You want to leave a legacy. With the play, I would say it was completely different. I typed it as I would type a book because I had a story in mind, but there's also a different technique to how you're going to write it. You write it in dialogue, right? So, and then you have to meet with someone who believes in you and will take your play to where it's supposed to be. So, I'm telling you, I'm a woman of faith, and this really did happen in a crazy way. I spoke to someone on a beach who happened to have a playhouse, and then that just started, I don't know, it just started the ball rolling. And it didn't work out at that place, but that's okay, because that was the stepping stone, the foundation. And I didn't burn bridges. We still have a good connection, the manager of that other playhouse. But the point is, sometimes you have set in your mind, it has to follow this step and this step and this step. Just let it flow.
Just let it flow.
Let it flow. God knows what he's doing. So
Because
just
I want to share something, and you already know this, girlfriend, and I want to thank you for sending me what you sent me. But guys, so my book was published a little over 4 years ago or so, and I just finished this week, revising it. So that's going to be out ASAP,
That's awesome.
revised edition, right? And I'm talking to Janine that I've been talking about wanting to turn this into a play. So I was talking to Janine, and she sent me hers so I could try to have a guideline. And I love you for that, Janine. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
So
Absolutely.
this is going to be funny because I got to find somebody that really wants to play the ass like I was. Okay.
That's going to be incredible. That's going to be incredible.
Okay. But
yeah, I
listen,
mean,
think
hey,
incredible.
my thing is that you only live once, Jerry. There's no dress rehearsals. So you might as well, throw your hat into the ring, try different things. You might like it, you might not. It's okay. It's all part of life.
You know what? I want to say something about what you just said. To everyone out there listening, she just said there's no dress rehearsals. Now think about that for 1 second. I want to bring up something about an idol of mine, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. And I'm saying that to say this. His story, if you don't know his story, guys, you got to Google it. Okay? I'm not going to give you the exact amounts because I don't remember the exact stuff. But he was flat broke, had to sell his dog for like under $50 or something, whatever it was. And wrote his script. They wanted to give him, I think, like $100,000 for it. I think, I could be wrong, to buy it from him. And he said, no, I have to star in it. He was able to buy his dog back now for thousands of dollars. And look at him now. Okay?
Absolutely.
Anyone else would have said, I'll take the $100,000 for this script, right, Janine?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Look at his life. Everything's possible. I wrote my book in my 50s. Now I revised it. I mean, okay, guys, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. I'm now in the Internet International Hall of Fame. So is Wonder Dre. I have to say it. Wonder Dre, the nurse I was talking about, she's in the Hall of Fame, 2018. Okay, look what we've done.
Isn't that great?
So, it's amazing. It's amazing. Don't think you're getting too old. You can't do something.
No.
I was a drug addict 29 years ago, guys. Who would have thought that?
Right.
So
you turn your life around.
Nothing's impossible.
The word impossible says, I am possible. Right?
I love that. Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
So how can everyone find you?
So they are more than welcome to send an email to janver17@gmail.com, or you can send me a private message on Facebook. And yeah.
Amazing. Pastor Renee Woods is watching. She's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lady.
That's awesome.
Love you, Pastor. Oh, and Debbie, listen, Debbie Monforto, got to mention her because she's married to Rocky, baby. She's married to Rocky.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I just love
Hi, Rocky. Hi, there.
So, I mean, Cheryl Stanhope's watching everyone. You have so many people watching you.
Oh, thank you so
gosh,
much.
it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Guys, please like and share, as Janine would say, like and share, okay?
Absolutely. Like and share. Like and share.
So tell us a little bit about, and again, I'm going to say this, if you don't want to answer something, you always have that right to say, Jerry, I'd rather not answer that. So please don't feel pressured. Okay, when you were young and you were getting bullied, can you talk a little bit about that to give somebody out there hope?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny. I just pointed to one little quote that I wanted to read. I'll read that later. I was bullied in high school, And I did not want to go into the class because I knew that the person was there and, it was hard for me. And, my friends would say, oh, don't worry, he just likes you. It was male, obviously. He just likes you or whatever, which I think obviously they were just trying to say that to make me feel comfort at the time. But it's just hard because when somebody bullies you, it seems like at that moment you're terrified or you want to, rage back at them or whatever. But really, they are so menial compared to like the things that God puts inside of you to do for the rest of your life. That's the only way I could say it. In other words, they're not going to be your judge. They're not going to be the one pushing you forward. They're not going to be the ones that are saying, no, hey, let me get out there and, help you do this. No, they're not. So that's what I really want kids and adults to know, because I've had adults buy my book for other adults because they're like, she's 40 and she's still like bullying. It's awful.
Well, we talked about this, you and I want to give a shout out to Ricardo Richard, a young man from Trenton who I absolutely love. He's a teacher. He's incredible. And he wrote a series called Hurt People, Hurt People.
Absolutely.
People do hurt people. And I told him we have to do a series together called Heal People, Heal People.
There you go.
But you know what's sad, Janine? That bully is being bullied probably at home and maybe abused. And if we knew these things when we were younger, you and I know especially, we would have grabbed that bully and said, give me a hug.
Absolutely. Jerry, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that's the whole moral to Jillian Foster's Forgiven. Yeah. It says, the quote is, what we see is only the plant of the man and never the roots, and roots grow deep. So at the end of this, when she sees Allison and she faces the bully and finds out that Allison's mother is dying of cancer, and it doesn't justify it, but it allows you to understand listen, we only see the tip of the iceberg, right? We can't see the bottom.
That's right.
And that's what it's like when you're dealing with a human. You're only seeing what's on the outside.
That's right.
You don't know what they face. You don't know drug addiction or domestic violence, things like that. And so, there's always layers, let's say.
Always. And I've shared this before, and when I was younger, and I lived in New York, in Long Island City, New York, I was 10 years old and I was brought into court. I got a juvenile delinquent card. Back then it was called a JD card if you were bad. And I was bad. You want to know why? Because I beat up, and I was this small, tiny little kid. My brother was obese. So they used to make fun of him all the time. And then we had a couple sad, in wheelchairs, friends of mine, on my block, and just disabled and just craziness. And people would make fun of my brother and these disabled, and I would beat them up. I would jump on their heads and they could kill me. Right. And I ended up in court, and I was proud of that JD card. I wish I still had it. You know what I mean? I wish I could find that, because I defended people that bullies were bullying. And I didn't care. I got punched in my face so bad one time, and I stood up with my ripped uniform dress, and I said, I don't care. I got one good shot in God. I got her.
You know what it is? It's that like a lot of people feel intimidated about helping someone that's being bullied. But the best help you can give is just to like reach out to the person that's being bullied, spend time with them, sit down with them. They have these bully benches now at school where you can sit and like talk to the person. But the point is that like everybody needs to be reached out to, especially during those times, right? Yep. So that's why I created the books, because I wanted to help. It's just,
Tell everyone who's tuned in after the beginning the names of your books. Show them your books. Tell them the names again. Yep, and your name.
Jillian Foster's Forgiven, and it's on Lighthouse Christian Publishers. And my name's Janine Verducci. And you can get them on barnesandnobles.com. You can get them, what was the other one? Amazon.com. I love Amazon, because you can just get it. You can quickly get it. And the Vintage Time Capsule is a collection of my poetry, and that is on Amazon.com and Barnes and Nobles. And then this book over here is Michael Conway's Acceptance, and I'm having trouble with the mirroring. And that is found on the same thing, Barnes and Nobles and Amazon.com. And again, I'll give my email in case anybody would like to, reach out to me. for the play. It's janver17@gmail.com.
Facebook, spell your name for them on Facebook.
Yeah, JANVER. I'm sorry. I'm giving you the email address. JANINEVERDUCI. I thought you said email.
Okay, there you go. Beautiful. So you were gonna. We have about 15 minutes left, so we're
Okay.
fine. You were gonna give us a quote you wanted to read or something.
Yeah, there was one.
Let's hear it.
Well, that was the one, and then there was another one. If God, okay, so this is the one about Michael Conway's acceptance. I just want to quickly tell you a quick summary about this.
Go ahead.
Conway's acceptance is about boys, they're in the story that play basketball, but again, it's for boys and girls. The main gist of this story is that the boy's from Haiti and he's getting bullied. There we go, now I'm better. And when he gets bullied, he realizes that the person that is doing the bullying years later, his father ends up needing a doctor. And anyway, the bully's father, in the end, saves the boy's life. It's an incredible story, very moving. And so it's just, I think if people read this, they'll be inspired by the fact that when you look at others, don't look at them for what's only on the outside. And the quote is, if God did not see beauty in every color, he would have created only black and white rainbows.
Incredibly beautiful. I want to
Thanks,
share a
Gina.
little story with everyone out there about something that happened to me recently, and this is incredible as well. And it's almost like she was saying about the doctor.
Right.
Life is a full circle, right, Janine? Like things just, you never know, and they just keep coming back around. So here's a story, guys. When I wrote my book, I get a message on Facebook a few years back, and I don't love this name, ma'am, but it's funny, but I know it's respect. And someone said, hi, ma'am. And I said, hi, do you need help? Can I help you? And they said, yes, I saw a book with your name on it. Can you tell me what it's about? And I said, it's about addiction. Long story short, for the next 2 weeks, me and this gentleman communicated. I sent him my book. I sent him a Christian Bible for addicts. He was reading it because he stopped believing in God. He was asking me questions for 2 weeks. Finally, he said, I'm ready to pray with you. And I said, well, now we have to see each other. So we are messaging each other live so we could see each other. And I recognize his eyes, and I say to this gentleman, can I ask you a question? Oh, before I tell you that part, he was in a halfway house. He was clean and sober for 1.5 years. He said not by choice. If he didn't stay clean and sober, he was going to prison for a very long time. He was a huge drug dealer in Mercer County back in the day. So I recognize his eyes, and I say to him, can I ask you a question? When you were younger, in the early 90s, did you have long, brown, wavy hair? He said, yep. I said, did you ever sell to GERI's Final Touch on Parkside Avenue? That was my beauty salon. He said, yeah, all the time. And he mentioned the owner, me, and my girlfriend, my friend that we used to get drugs from. I said, you were my drug dealer. So now today, I'm helping my drug dealer. Here I am, and he's still in my life. We got to meet at a show, gave him a hug, and he's doing well. Imagine that, what God does. Tell me that's not crazy. 29 years later.
Yep, you pulled yourself up by the bootstraps. You're helping others. You're
But God
inspired.
brought him to me almost
And
30
God brought him to you, right?
That's crazy. He sold me my drugs.
That's what we're here for. Just
What
to
else, sweetie?
be inspiring to others.
We want to say hello to her. Hi, Mary. You're a beautiful, beautiful lady. Hi, Sandy. Got a lot of beautiful people in here. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Sam, hello. Lisa. Please forgive me if I've missed anyone, but thank you all. Please share, like, and
Thank you
share
very
this
much.
video, guys. So, Janine, we
Yes.
have a couple minutes left, a few minutes. What else would you like to say and tell everyone?
Well, let's see. You asked me about my next venture. Honestly, I love doing the plays. I said to my husband, I think I want to open a playhouse. I love doing the plays. Oh, I know one point I did want to make, though. This will hopefully make people see that things aren't easy, but listen, childbirth's not easy. And look what you get. Right? So, and this is about having faith in yourself too. I took a chance. I called this theater group, and it's like a banquet hall, and I called the manager, and I remember sitting in front of him when I was going to do my first play, and I remember him saying, you know what, I don't do this all the time. He goes, but you seem like a nice person. He goes, I'm going to give you a chance. You're a first timer, and I like that. I like the fact that you're taking a chance on yourself. I said, okay. He said, but I'm going to tell you right now. He said, you'll be lucky if you have 50 people come to see the play.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, Jerry,
Tell us.
their plans. I talked to a friend of mine. She said, how many people do you want to come see your play? I said, it would be great. I don't know if we had like 200, that would be awesome a night. Sure enough, we did it for 3 nights. We had over 600 people.
That's right.
I could not have done that by myself. That was people deciding that, hey, this looks like something fun. This looks like somebody that took a chance, and now let's take a chance on her. So it's all about paying it forward.
Amazing.
So I just wanted to share that with you, because I thought that that's something that, you know, when you take that first step, it can be difficult, but you never know where it'll lead.
No. So, guys, we're coming to the close of the show. And first of all, I want to thank you, Janine, of course. I just love you. You know that.
I love you too.
I
You're wonderful to talk to.
I love what you're doing, and I can't wait to come see this play. And I love your family, you know, and
Thank you
everything
so
about
much.
it.
Thank
And
you
God
so
is
much.
definitely using you, girlfriend, because
And he's using you too.
God is using you. So I want to thank all my listeners out there. I want to thank everybody who's here saying hello to us, Keith Alfredo, Mary Stout, everybody. If you just came in, please like and share this video and watch it from the beginning. Please, you will be blessed today, guys. You will be absolutely blessed by listening to this beautiful woman, Janine
Thank you
Carabelli
so much.
Verducci.
Thank you so much. Don't forget, guys, come out and see the Ciccolini sisters. After this pandemic passes, we need something great to look forward to. And feel free to instant message me or private message me if you think that you have what it takes to be a part of the play. Pastor,
Yes. Yes, give them your full name again on Facebook in case. Yes.
Janine, Jane, Verducci, Verduci, and my email is JANVER, the first 3 of my first name, the first 3 letters of my last, 17@gmail.com.
Amen. Thank you, everybody,
Thank you so
for listening.
much for everybody that attended. I appreciate it. I hope you got a lot of it.
Amazing. I want to thank everybody out there. I want to thank Hamilton Radio for this incredible opportunity through this pandemic, giving us this go-to meeting live. Guys,
Absolutely.
again, I revised my book. It will be coming out very, very soon. So I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 29 years ago, I was a dumbass. But guess what? Through God, today, I am now a smart ass. I would like to end the show with my poem. This is a really powerful poem because it's not just about addiction. It's about choices in life. No matter what, we all have choices, right? Choose wisely. So I want everybody to really, really listen to this poem. Change your choice. I had a life-changing moment that I knew had to be. The only way to change things was to first start with me. So I looked in the mirror and woke up one day and thought to myself I needed to pray. So I asked God to change me, to help me stay strong, to clean up my mess, to right what's been wrong. I cleaned up my diet. I cleaned up my room. I cleaned up all habits with this old dirty broom. I kept going forward and never looked back. I refused to derail, stayed on the right track. I realized my worth and all that did matter through my selfish behavior, the lives I had shattered. I finally decided at 30 years old to stop abusing my body, my mind, heart, and soul. My life-changing choice that I had once made over 29 years now, guys, my debt has been paid. So you read all my thoughts on how to stay clean. It's all or nothing, my friend. There's no in between. To live or to die is a choice you must make. Your life is not worthless and you're not a mistake. One day at a time is a slogan you've heard. It works if you work it while applying his word. For you to get healthy, for your mind not to fail, escaping reality will keep you in jail. With addictive behavior, sex, drugs, food, or money, substituting addictions, now isn't that funny? I'm not an addict. This too shall pass. I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. May the good Lord bless and guide you. Thank you, everybody.
Good job, Jer.
Stay
Thank you.
sweet.
And I wore purple.
I don't know how to get out of here.
Color.
Thank you, everybody.
The backdrop.
Video. Leave.
Take care. Bye.